Wang Wei is a mute Chinese man living in Thailand, raising his daughter on his own. All he wants is a peaceful life for his family, but one day the girl is kidnapped by a criminal syndicate involved in child trafficking. Wang Wei turns to the police, but the local authorities have little interest in helping him, forcing him to launch his own investigation. His search eventually leads him to Naven, a former journalist trying to infiltrate the syndicate to uncover what really happened to his missing wife. These days, it's fashionable to trace the history of modern hand-to-hand action cinema back to Gareth Evans' The Raid, a landmark film without question, but hardly an innovation. Even setting aside the golden age of Hong Kong action cinema in the 70s and 80s, the more appropriate starting point is the mid-2000s, when Hong Kong, then going through a severe creative slump and having lost its dominance in the genre, suddenly found new life and produced a string of outstanding action films. SPL and Flashpoint proved that urban martial arts action was far from dead and still had a hungry audience. And The Furious follows not only in the footsteps of The Raid, but also of those earlier films. Genre fans will notice countless similarities, beginning with Miao in the lead role, perhaps the finest screen martial artist working today. Here he feels like the reincarnation of Donnie Yen 20 years ago. Quiet, lightning fast, and absolutely lethal. Just as Yen once became the face of Chinese action cinema, Miao now carries that torch, thanks to projects like Eye for an Eye and Fight Against Evil franchise movies. The Furious is his long overdue introduction to the international stage, giving him every opportunity to showcase himself both as a charismatic actor and as an extraordinary martial artist. Joining him are Indonesian stars Joe Taslim and Yayan Ruhyan from The Raid, Japanese action performer Joey Iwanaga, Vietnamese martial artist Brian Ali, and Thai star Jeeja Yanin. The film is directed by Kenji Tanigaki, who has spent much of his career working alongside Donnie Yen. As an action choreographer, he collaborated with Yen on numerous films dating all the way back to Ballistic Kiss in 1998. This time he's in the director's chair, but his approach to fight choreography is instantly recognizable. The action is an explosive blend of martial arts styles, from wushu and Wing Chun to Taekwondo and Judo. Anything goes, as long as the fights remain exciting and feel less like carefully rehearsed ballets than utterly chaotic, unpredictable street brawls. At this point, someone might ask why I'm talking almost exclusively about the action in The Furious. The answer is simple and entirely predictable, because there's very little else to discuss. This is a movie built around its fight scenes, and in that respect, it falls short of The Raid. It lacks that film's suffocating claustrophobia and relentless suspense. It comes alive only when people are beating each other senseless, then slams on the brakes the moment the fighting stops. You connect with the characters through their overwhelming physical charisma, but you never really care to learn anything more about them. The Furious was praised by critics and warmly embraced by audiences. In China alone, it grossed around $30 million, and it truly belongs to the kind of cinema you can never have too much of. Straightforward, but completely sincere in its devotion to the genre. Not every fight scene is equally impressive, but at least 3 of them, 2 in the first half and the climactic finale, deserve a standing ovation. The sheer craftsmanship behind their conception, choreography, cinematography, editing, and even sound design will impress viewers who know nothing about action movies, while genre aficionados will especially appreciate the inventive choreography, driven not by the environment or the circumstances, but by the personalities and fighting styles of the characters themselves. And while The Furious doesn't have much to offer in terms of traditional dramatic storytelling, it operates on an entirely different, purely kinetic level. It's fueled by testosterone, momentum, and adrenaline. When 2 opponents square off in fighting stances, you feel something very close to what audiences must have felt half a century ago, while watching Bruce Lee face Chuck Norris in the climactic battle of the Way of the Dragon. The unmistakable sensation that you're witnessing something truly great.